Hello guys and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be breaking down the euro, starting from the monthly, weekly and daily, even the 4 hour, try and get a narrative where I see price going this week and the weeks to come. But before we do that, I'm going to show you Frankish Capital, my FX book. These are verified strategies that we have in-house that you can copy trade to your funds. Let me show you that now. As you see here on the Frankish Capital, my FX book, type us in Frankish Capital, you see all our strategies here. I'll also have the link in the bio so you guys can obviously click on that and see it for yourselves. But these are our systems that we have, verified track records, real accounts that you can obviously copy trade to your account. So we have crypto strategies, we have great Forex strategies, we have strategies that have a mixture of 28 different currency pairs, trades gold, even some, for example, let's take FEMA1. We have a whole sort of, see here, it trades Bitcoin, pound, dollar, everything. Obviously gold there as well. You can just copy trade to your account. So once again, I'm going to leave another link in the bio. Click on that if you want to start copy trading these systems. And there's also going to be a link in the bio so you can come in and see which one you want. And you just let me know which one you want to copy. So let's get down to business and let's actually break down the euro. So like I said, we're going to start on the monthly chart, work our way down and kind of get a narrative where we see price going to go. So firstly, what I always like to do is mark up my highs and lows, sort of external range liquidity, where I see price going. So firstly, obviously in the monthly chart, we have got this sell side liquidity resting here. Sell side liquidity at here, which is bottom right. And also we've got the top bit here, as you can see. And this will be buy side liquidity at top. Now I'm just going to do a line down here to basically split it up so I can make it organized. Going to make it a bit closer when you've got the smaller time frames. That's going to really make a difference. As you see there, so this is where I see price going. Let me zoom in a bit. So narrative for this year, weeks to months to come, potentially take the sell side liquidity here or this buy side. Now, internally, inside of this sort of external range where obviously we had this big impulse move in the market, we always have some internal zones here. We've got this buy side here. And we also had this sell side, which has recently been taken from the market. Okay, that's sell side bottom. Now, normally when we do take some form of sell side liquidity in the market, I'm expecting price to push up and trade higher. But I still think there's a bit more downside potential, especially in the euro to come when you go in a lower time frame to make more sense. But just having that in mind, this is all I'm doing on a monthly. I'm doing my monthly highs, my lows, and go from there. I'm also going to mark up my previous monthly low. Previous monthly low at here, bottom there, and then also going to do my previous monthly high. Previous monthly high at here. Okay, put that at the top. So these so that's the previous monthly candle high and low. Now these are good points to target. Reason why these are good points to target is because, as you see in previous history, it's you almost guarantee, not all the time, but most of the times, if it's not this month, it's the month after, that we either take the high or low of a monthly candle. You can see it throughout time and time and time, and that goes down to the weekly time frame, the daily time frame, 4 hour time frame, even the 4 hour time frame. It's bound to happen. You're either going to take a high or low of that candle. So they're really good price points, in my opinion, to target and try to look for price to go to. Another thing I'm looking out for here is we're in this monthly imbalance zone where there was inefficiency in the market on the monthly chart. Okay, I'm going to call this M1. So monthly imbalance running through here. And you see, we did have this long-legged doji candle that sat inside this imbalance. And we're currently, obviously, looking bearish now with this candle. So I'm expecting just a bit more, maybe, bearishness, maybe sweep up this previous monthly low. And we might start seeing buyers step into the market. Why do I think buyers might step into the market? Well, I do think there's still a lot of inefficiency running through here. So for example, we got this M1 balance price range, which is inefficiency either side of the candle, as you see there, where we had this evening star chart pattern appear, where we had a bullish candle, slowdown, and a bearish candle that engulfed the previous one. We also have some more imbalance up here. See there, M1 imbalance. So there's reason for price to want to come up here just to balance out, because this move here has left a lot of inefficiency in the market, which means it wasn't very balanced on the higher time frames. So expecting some higher time frame traders want to come back here and probably balance that market out. Since we're in this sort of monthly balance as well, imbalance, I'm potentially going to see some, or I'm going to hopefully see some setups that's going to indicate to us that buy step in, but I don't think it's quite ready right yet. Let's jump on the weekly time frame. Let's make this look a bit more clearer. So this is a pre-monthly high here and pre-monthly low here. Okay, I'm just going to drag this further here, but because when we're going to lower time frames, we're going to need it. Like so, just to make it all neat and tidy. Got a monthly imbalance there. Monthly balance price range. Buy side liquidity target there. Okay? So as you can see, we are very closely approaching this previous monthly low inside of this imbalance. So the likelihood of seeing that take it is quite high now, I would say so. Another thing we'll do, same way we did the previous monthly low, we need to do previous weekly low. Okay? So as you see here, previous weekly low at price point there. Ooh. Okay, there you go. You can see the gap between previous weekly low and previous monthly low is quite close. So there's a little gap here that it seems like it's more probable to fill than price come all the way back up and take the previous monthly high. So for me, the odds are stacking above us right now that the narrative for where price wants to go is take out this previous monthly low. So I'm going to try to look for areas of how I can do that on a smaller time frame. And just to see price point, we got about that much in sort of a gap that basically it's a void that I want to see filled, and price basically tackle anything that's resting beneath here. So that's kind of all on the weekly chart. And obviously we got our previous weekly high here. Previous weekly high. Top, okay. So these are kind of two price points I want to see, but like I said, I think it's the odds stacking up against with us to contact the sell side, these lows in the market here, okay? So that's kind of all on the weekly chart. So now we'll jump on the daily chart. This is kind of what we see, but before I do that, I want to quickly draw your attention to what we have here, okay? So this is the weekly imbalance here, but we can refine this by looking on smaller time frames and seeing if there's any other areas of imbalance in here that match up with the weekly. And as you can clearly see, for me, a refined zone, especially on the daily chart, it's a higher time frame, is this area of imbalance here where we saw wicks that I didn't feel this bullish engulfing candle. So if I drag that all the way across here and leave it in line with this one, I can call this D1 imbalance. I'm even going to say refined weekly one. So I'm refining the weekly candle. As you can see here in the lower quarter of this weekly imbalance, we've got this daily imbalance, which hasn't been filled yet. Now, adding that with confidence to obviously the lows we have here, we got a low, previous weekly low, previous weekly low, previous monthly low. You can see that it's a good case study to say, or a good forecast to say that, well, let's fill this inefficiency to the max, and let's come down here, sweep out all these potential lows. Let me just get, come down, sweep all these potential lows, and then trade higher. Something like so, okay? Where we come down, we sweep out these lows, tap into the imbalance here, and then that's where we can start to see price come down, trade into here, push away, down, up, and away after taking out these lows, okay? That's kind of the narrative I'm going with this week, just basing on sort of what I see price doing and how price is moving. Now, obviously on the daily chart as well, we had this beautiful balanced price range running through here with that inefficiency there, as you can see, which was filled, which is great. I'm going to do that there. D1 balance price range. There we go. So as you see, that was kind of tapped into here and there again, and now obviously price is rolling over. And let's see, I could just looking at how price is going, it's basically see it coming, taking out these lows. Especially with a strong Friday weekly daily close, it looks good for price to trade lower. Okay, and as you can see here as well, is we're still sort of in bearish market structure. Last week, I remember that there was this daily gap, which I jumped on the smaller time frames. We feel that drastically. Now that's kind of done. We've got a new higher low. Yeah, a higher low in the market. That's a lower low. Yeah, so this is a lower low, a higher low. And see the price make one more lower low in the market, and then go from there. Okay. So that's the daily. Let's jump on the 4 hour. So in the 4 hour time frame now. And this is kind of what we see price doing. We're kind of stepping down, and as you can clearly see, we're breaking structure to the downside and pushing lower. So if I just take out, for example, this high here in the market, this previous weekly low to high, you can see that price is tapped into something we call the OTE level, which is the optimal trade entry. And what we have here is price came back into this level here. Let me make it a bit clearer. So from this 0.62 to 0.79, we have something called OT, and prices came tapped into there perfectly. We then see price form a small correction. Ooh. Let me delete that. Do that again. So we see price come here, like so, create this accumulation phase. Price then breaks out of that accumulation phase, taps into this level, okay? And then from there, we see price come down and take out these lows, giving us market structure shift. From that market structure shift, and then see price pull back, and then let me get rid of this. We then get another swing point in the market with that market structure break. And once again, price taps into this OTE region and into the open of that order block there, where the last up candle before moved down, it gave the market structure shift. And this is on the 4 hour chart now. Let me just make this a bit bigger on the screen for you guys, so it's clearer. There we go. So yeah, that's kind of it now. So then obviously looks to me that we are still in bearish sort of movement, breaking lows to the downside. And now I just want to see price continue that going into this week with, now we're getting sort of breaks or structures to the downside, bottom right. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm at with the euro this week. Expecting prices basically trade lower into these regions, and obviously the previous might be low and the previous weekly low. There's a nice gap here, as you can clearly see, that I've got highlighted here. But I want to see price basically come and fill and then tap into this daily imbalance, essentially. Let's jump on the 1 hour. So 1 hour chart, once again, we have the NFP news release. This kind of makes it a bit more clear with the accumulation phase, manipulation, distribution. So let me just actually write that out. So this is something called accumulation phase. So it's AMD model. So price accumulate. It's got there, accumulate, and then price. Let me just make this bigger. Yeah, it looks better on the screen. Delete these. Accumulation phase and price manipulated. Manipulated or manipulation. And now we're in a, for me anyway, it seems like we're in a distribution phase. The distribution phase here. And now price is moving basically lower. Obviously, just looking on the 1 hour chart, we've got some nice price points here, some lows here that we can want to target. But essentially that's what I'm seeing. A little accumulation, price manipulated that high, took out some buy side here as well. So you're taking that, wick those highs, and then price came down, trade lower, market structure shift, price pulled back. Once again, NFP news release came out, tapped into this level here, which on the 1 hour, what do we see? Nice little bit of imbalance running through there. Got our H1 imbalance in the fish in the market running through there. Once again, let's see no candle wicks either side of that candle that pushed down. And then prices obviously trade into there, and we wicked that NFP news release. Very unlikely you're going to catch that, but there are ways that you can try and get into this market using sell stops and basically let price trade lower. So what I'm trying to see going into next week, is this a continuation of this to trade lower? So essentially see price trade higher, wait for like some sort of Asia range maybe to form, and then once again repeat the process. So manipulation, pull back, sort of pull back now into some sort of OT level and then trade lower, and hopefully we'll get some form of guidance or clearance going into next week when price develops. Right now it's still early, but I'm just trying to paint this narrative of where I want to see price go, and it looks like the bears are still in the market trying to push this lower. Like I said, on 30 minute, 45 minutes, it's too low time frame now to kind of get a narrative. I need to let price develop a bit more. But that's kind of where I'm at with the euro going into next week, just to further sells on this market and just to trade lower. Looks like the bears in the market, as you can clearly see. And yeah, I just want to see price trade lower essentially. And then on the daily chart, this is what it looks like again. Just want to see price come trade lower, tap into this daily imbalance from here, and then we can go from there. So a nice selling pressure now going into this week, which will, yeah, nice daily or weekly close into there, and then from there we can decide. But that's kind of all my analysis on the euro for going into this week. Looking for further sells. Why? The reasons I highlighted. It looks like the bear's still in the market. We've got a nice previous weekly low, previous monthly low to target. We've got a daily imbalance to target, refined from the weekly imbalance. So lots of reasons to trade lower. So yeah, guys, if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do want to join our VIP Discord with myself and Tonya, where you do get these daily analyses, there'll be a link in the description where you can join that as well. And also, don't forget, Vanadium, we also have a prop firm out where you can obviously get funded with us up to 400,000. So if that's something that you want as well, link will be in the description. But thanks for watching this. If you watch it all the way through, I hope this analysis helps for going into next week for yourselves. And I hope that you can get something out of it. But until next time, see you then.